Hello, everyone. Wow, it's been a while since I've recorded a video. Yeah, that's the power of school. If you don't want to be busy to the point where you pull your hair out, don't go to school. I kind of want to talk about Days of Hana, particularly about one character and how I think that his character is one of the best characters in this series. Now, unfortunately, I am talking about Jeff. So now I know what people are going to say, so I need to clear the air up real quick. I only think this man's character is good for the webtoon. I don't think his character is good at all. Honestly, he deserves to die a painful, painful death, but we're gonna get to that in a bit. One, I love how the story is progressing and I love how the characters are changing, particularly with Hana, Haru, Jeff, and Hook, which we're going to get to in this video. The only negative thing I have to say about this series so far is that I feel like it's going a little too fast, which, as I said recently, can be a good or a bad thing. It can be a good thing because there may be other elements that the author is going to reveal, or it could be a bad thing because unfortunately this series could end as little as, 70, maybe 80 episodes, but it's too soon to tell. Now, honestly, a lot of things completely surprised me, which is why I want to make a video about Days of Hana and how it's been going, because there were some changes that I didn't expect. And this is how you really write a good story, is that you make the impossible possible and you really play with the reader's minds, because that's what the author had me doing, because I believe that characters were one thing and then they completely are another, particularly Jeff, which unfortunately we have to get to this video. Quite honestly, Jeff's character is absolutely amazing and it's so perfect for the world of Days of Hana. At one point, I think I figured him out, but then he takes it to a whole nother level that honestly I wasn't quite expecting. The reason why Jeff's character is so good is because he is the absolute antagonist of this series, but he's the antagonist that really takes crap too far. And again, I don't condone any of his actions, but I love how the fact that he's played off as this nice, sweet guy, but then he turns into this cool bad boy, but then he just turns to be utterly crazy and to the point where it's like, okay, you may need to die soon. I really like how the author introduced Jeff's true character very slowly, which is so good for the webtoon because Jeff is the antagonist that Hana and her father and pretty much everyone kind of hates without really knowing it. Point is, Jeff is freaking crazy and it's really interesting to see how that plays along in the webtoon, and I can't wait to see what else is going to happen, which actually brings me to another character that really surprised me. And again, I love the author for how they introduced their character from the beginning into their character now. Of course, I'm talking about Hook. Now, honestly, Hook completely surprised me. Actually, just the whole current chapters, I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, between Jeff and Hook and their roles, it really surprised me because I didn't expect Hook to be like that. Like, I expect that Hook was an antisocial, wannabe bad person just because, but I did not know that it had such deeper meaning to it. You thought that Hook had like a kind of shady past like Haru did, which was introduced in the beginning chapters of this webtoon. But in fact, it's just really Jeff being a complete utter jerk and just completely abusing an animal, basically. I don't mean to call them animals, but they kind of are. But after reading this, I was both happy and sad at the same time. One, I'm sad because honestly, he really doesn't deserve this. Like, he saves Hana from a completely horrific person and he is completely tormented for it. But I think what really made me sad and made me feel for his character and to understand it was when he asked the servant when time the school starts, and he can't even go to school because he is so battered that he is instantly going to be figured out that Jeff was beating on him. But then again, I was happy because my prediction was that Haru was going to fight Hook, which honestly I didn't want to see, because if we look at in the earlier chapters of Days of Hana, Hook completely destroys Haru. So my concern was that was Haru going to get this protagonist plot armor and completely obliterate Hook, which is not possible because he trained for so hard and he wasn't really a match for Hook's strength and speed. So I'm really glad that that fight may not happen because I thought it was going to be. Now, here's my prediction of this webtoon and where it's going to go from here. Because we've learned this new thing about Hook, which actually is kind of sad, and I love how people are reaching out to him in the comments of the line webtoon. Because we know about all of this, so he's not the bad guy here. He's actually the victim just as much as Hana was to him and the girl that was, I don't know, pulled by the hair. But I feel that Hook is going to kill Jeff. And that would make sense because really Hook has not much to live for. He's been pretty much abused for most of his life by this horrible person. And it wouldn't make sense for Haru to kill Jeff. It would make more sense for Hook to kill Jeff and then he gets put down because he wouldn't have anything to live for. Which I would personally be kind of okay with because, like, I don't really want to see the main protagonist, like, die really quick. But again, it's all the story. Anything can happen. Finally, shout outs to Haru because he was completely awesome in the latest chapters of this webtoon. I freaking love the way he defended Hana. I freaking love how like Hana was just traumatized at Jeff, and like Haru just knows like something's wrong with this guy, and she's like so scared to the point where like she can't even like talk or speak and she's shivering, and he just stepped in and was like, I will freaking kill you, man, you better back off. He went into his wolf mode. So again, shout outs to him. I think he did the right thing. Jeff is a horrible person that needs to die, but again, he's such a good character because of how crazy and sadistic that he is, and I only want to see how good it's going to get from here. If you want to read Days of Hana, it's available online webtoon. I can link it in the description below. It is free. You can make an account to give the webtoon a like and subscribe to it. If you like this video, leave a like and a subscribe. Also leave a comment on what do you think about the webtoon. Like, what do you think about Jeff's character? You know, how good is it to Days of Hana, or would you rather not have it? Leave all of the things in the comments below. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a good night.